still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping.
all that hard work, I got hyped up. I was saying all this cool, fun, fancy stuff and everything just to be muted. Classic Trader Prad, right? Classic Trader Prad. What else is new? Carlitos Mencha, first time in the chat for Twitch. I'm sorry that was your first time experience, my friend. But what we were saying is, hey, we were listening to some EDM music, obviously. And at the same time, we were singing. We're making a nice little song about how, welcome to the Trader Prad show and so on. And then we were talking about how everything happens on the show. Obviously, we go live every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 8:30 p.m. until things change in the near future. And we'll be talking about all the stocks that move throughout the day today based off of earnings catalysts, could be news catalysts, could be upgrades, downgrades. We look for opportunities based on those stocks and see if there's opportunities that we can create or look for on the next day, which will be tomorrow, and also look for stocks that might move tomorrow based on earnings and so on, because obviously we can't predict the news. So anything that might move tomorrow based on today's moves and based on last week and all of this week's news so far that took place, and we'll take a look at overall to wrap off the day, the overall markets, the upcoming economic events that are happening, and the Fed watch too, as we always like to end the night with. So get ready. I feel a little embarrassed right now because obviously I started off the stream muted, but I was having a lot of fun with the stream intro. Sadly, that was muted and now I can't clip it. If I do go back, it's a waste of a clip. Is it you, says Dider, or is it just me? Just came in? Yeah, it was me. I had my mic muted. It was my fault. So I apologize for that one. Horrible way to start off the stream. But here, let me put some music back on. Let me see if that music level is good. Let me know if that music level gets too loud for you guys, please. And in the meantime, why don't we dive in to all the fun in the market that we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beautiful watch list that some of you have gotten to see every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday so far. The sticky note, as it's not a sticky note, it's just it's sublime text, kind of like Notepad. This is where I like to put all my notes in, the stocks that we're going to take a look at today. Some of them come from the CNB watch list. Earnings movers, we're going to take a specific look at semiconductors because I see them moving around quite a bit. Some honorable mentions, stocks that moved around based on news and so on. We always like to take a look at big tech, so we'll take a look at big tech and market wrap just to see how the market moved around. So why don't we start off today with Mobileye. I always see this ticker wrong, or the stock wrong. It's Mobileye. I don't know. I think I said the same things twice over there. But anyways, MBLY shares sank about 5% because the U.S. securities filing revealed that Intel will be selling 35 million A-class shares in going forward over here. So obviously, if Intel, who owns these guys, are dumping. And then they're offering too. What was that again? What did I read? Mobileye will not receive any proceeds from the sale in a secondary offering. So Intel subsidiary. Oh, okay. So never mind. It's not Intel who's dumping it. Commission filed that showed that an Intel subsidiary will sell 35 million secondary. So this is a secondary offering. That's all it is, and Mobileye actually doesn't make any money off of this. It just goes straight to Intel. So Mobileye taking a little bit of a hit off of that catalyst. Intel most likely taking a boost off of that catalyst. So you're seeing Intel over here up 3.68%, pushing to the north side, finally getting back above the 31 area. We love seeing Intel doing that. But its partner in crime, or its subsidiary, which did offer, which announced an offering, started off the day or after hours low, pre-market around the after hours low, but then actually reversed quite a bit of its move. I guess, just leeching off the Intel catalyst overall, and just pushing back to the upside. But I think that secondary offering catalyst still could help push Mobileye a little bit to the downside. I mean, look, the stock is a little bit high for a recent IPO. You've seen a lot of IPOs from the last few years, which was the IPO boom, go really to the north side and then come back crashing down. But here's an IPO that's like, at $44 now. A lot of IPOs that came out recently, which weren't really that good. not good, meaning companies weren't that big companies, they're not big market cap companies and so on. This one's market cap's actually pretty decent, right? 33 billion, but like million dollar market cap companies coming out with IPOs, launching up to the north side and then coming back to the downside later on and crashing the downside, going below IPO prices. Mobileye looked like it was going to do that, but later on did manage to go up well higher. For me, it's a surprise to see 48 high. I'll be honest, I don't remember seeing that. I was more thinking of the stock would be around 35, $36, but here we are now near 43 and 48, coming in as a nice little double top. I guess you could look at this area as a triple top. We're well below that 48 area with the secondary offering coming out. I think the stock could easily dip to the downside of 37, where these lows are and these highs are, somewhere also near the 100 period EMA. So 39 to 37, I think we could see a dip down to that area. Today we're just seeing the 50 period EMA coming back in as a support level for this stock out of nowhere. I mean, I shouldn't say out of nowhere. We did see it previously come in as a support, and now we're watching it coming in as a support again. At one point over here, based on that earnings move to the downside that it had, the gap down was pretty drastic. It popped back up and it used that same EMA on the day chart as a resistance for a little while, but now we broke out, we went back to the north side. So my guess is we would see the stock somewhere near 38, 37, $39 in the next few weeks to the downside, as Intel most likely continues pushing the upside with the whole AMD, Nvidia, AI catalyst. Semiconductors have been very booming recently, so that's why we have semiconductors as its own separate sector to take a look at in order to find some plays on that bad boy. Next one on board, Coin and Friends. So yesterday we saw Binance get hit with the fat well, we don't know how much exactly, but we saw Binance get hit by SEC, and because of Binance getting hit by the SEC, you're watching Coinbase drop yesterday. We were all watching Coinbase drop yesterday. I think it was 9% overall, or maybe even 10% at one point, and later on bouncing in the area that it was actually, we've seen some buying coming in. But today, SEC goes after Coinbase. So more cryptocurrency positions and cryptocurrencies in general got clapped. But wow, Bitcoin with the insane rally coming in from exactly the 2-day low that we were saying we hope that 2-day low holds on. Insane rally straight from there to back up to the north side. When did crypto do this, or Bitcoin? Looks like Bitcoin did this from 9:30 on going forward. So that is actually mind-boggling if you ask me. I would have not expected that, nor would I oh my goodness, that's a monster reversal coming in on Bitcoin. And look at that bounce. We pretty much nailed that bounce. What is that low off that move? 25,351. We have 25,338, not that far away from where our line is, and previously too we were pretty close too. So insane support line coming in over here and pushing it to the north side. I'm just happy that Bitcoin is doing this, because obviously I'm a Bitcoin investor. I have Bitcoins in my account, and this is insane, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously if Coinbase and friends are all getting pushed down because of the SEC debacle and the SEC craziness that's taking place, Bitcoin got pushed down also because of people probably taking their money out of cryptocurrencies, and they think that the SEC and the federal government would come in with harder regulations on cryptocurrencies, and they don't want to be stuck in those regulationary drops in case there are any regulationary drops on cryptocurrencies, and they see their position value, which might be 30, 40, 50% in the money. They don't want that diminishing. So you'll see a lot of people most likely pulling out. That's why I'm very surprised watching Bitcoin right now back up to 27k, as we were only at 25k until 9 o'clock today. So I'm pretty surprised. So maybe Coinbase tomorrow actually has this as a uses this as some sort of a gunpowder in its back pocket, and has a last shot to go back up north over here. And I'm saying last shot because look, we took a long time to get back under 50 for this position, and now we actually got under 50 today. I thought the stock was getting ready to go back under to 31 areas, right? But 40 is still looking like a good support area, but right now with how Bitcoin moved back up to the north side, I could see us as you know, making a run back up to 55 60s tomorrow. So we'll see how this 56 area, 55 area comes into play on Coinbase, unless Bitcoin obviously reverses this move right back to the downside, and it's going to be very sad watching cryptocurrencies making that insane bounce 2 days in a row, right? I mean, you wouldn't say this was an insane bounce, but the fact that we bounced on that day is good enough. But on this day, that's an insane bounce at 9 o'clock, just complete reversal. So I think this was the day that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, 5th June. Okay bounce, not bad. But this one, my God. Beautiful double bottom on the 5-minute. Beautiful double bottom on the 1-day chart. I love it. Now we just need to see this top trend line break. Keep in mind, you know, I always say trend lines don't really mean shit, right? It only matters how many big hedge funds are using the same trend line to kind of trade off of it. So it doesn't really have any significant value behind it. But it's always good to have them there because you can use that to make decisions. You know, maybe you could have entered over here for a short. It pops back down, and if it pops back over here and breaks that area, you get out of your short for a profit, and you still make money, just not a shit ton of money, because obviously this area ended up bouncing, and if you didn't take profit, some of your profits over here, then you're an idiot. My bad, but you're an idiot. But yeah, if you take shorts over here at that trend line, it can give you good entries, right? But that's a pretty crazy pop on that risk. That's why I don't like to use trend lines. I like to use support and resistance, supply and demand areas. That's why you'll see a lot of horizontal green lines and sometimes even purple boxes coming in, which kind of indicate a range for where the stock support might be or resistance might be. And right now with the Bitcoin pop that I'm watching, I just can't get over it. I am in love. So let's go Coinbase and friends. You can even look at Mara, which is popped up 9% today. I didn't even know about that. I thought Mara would actually continue going back down because yesterday they all got hurt. Mara, Riot, all cryptocurrency stocks got hurt with SEC going after Binance. But you're seeing Mara actually push back up, and I'm guessing Riot did the same thing. So Riot made a nice 2% pop, and Coinbase is sadly the only one getting hurt right now. We'll see if Bitcoin popping will save other cryptocurrency stocks over here. And Coinbase also tomorrow. I'm very interested on this move coming in tomorrow. Jintastic coming in saying, what's up? Astro Pineapple saying, do you make full-time income from trading? Yes, sir. I'm a day trader. What is the YouTube chat saying? When are you going to take back over midday show? Sharif is an absolute nightmare to listen to. Not taking over midday show ever. That show is gone. It was mine, but it's over. It's a wrap. Never taking that show again. You guys have to deal with who you have to deal with. And if that is your opinion, then that's your opinion. And you're entitled to it. You're entitled to it. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm having fun doing this. Maybe in the future, there'll be something there. We'll see. Right? Right now, I'm having absolute fun doing this because I can curse, I can play music, I can do whatever I want, I can vape on camera. Right now, I'm having fun doing this. But that's funny you say that because, no, I'll just shut up. This is a live show going out to the internet and anyone can pull it up at any moment. So I should probably not be talking shit. So I'll shut up and move on. Let's talk shit about the market instead, ladies and gentlemen. All right, memes and things. Talk shit about the market, not people. Right or cryptocurrency, all cryptocurrencies in general. Cryptocurrency stocks will be a lot of fun to take a look at. Oh baby, look at this stock. Actually, did I not say that this stock is already opening up near my trend line, and I'm expecting $53 by the end of the week or sometime end of next week? I mean, look at this position, ladies and gentlemen. It did drop down to 42. I said that too yesterday. If you don't believe me, we could pull up the Twitch stream from last night because that's where I have it clipped. We can pull up the Twitch stream last night, and I said, look, I could see it dropping down to 42. At least I believe I said that. I could see it dropping down to 42, showing support, and then pulling back up. I could even see it closing the gap to 38. I think I remember saying that 100%. And if it does close the gap, I mean, gap is way below 38. I said if it does close the gap, I'm not worried because my average price is right here, and the next few days it will go right back up to the north side. But it bounced well below 42. It actually bounced at at 42. Oh, I'm a genius. So bounces off of 42 and pushes right back to the north side, rejects the trend line, and closes right under the trend line. I love it when my lines work. Prastradamus coming at you one more time. Where are the images at? I need that image as a freaking animation. You know, I need this image as an animation. Let me quickly see if I can open it up over here. Where is that image? This image is always a good one, right, ladies and gentlemen? Shout out to Dieter. Shout out to Dieter for this image. But here we go. I need this one as a stream deck pop-up, because your boy Prastradamus out here just giving you trades every single day, and if you're not taking advantage of it, I don't know what to say. Shout out to Dieter for that one too. My boy over there killing it with those Photoshop skills, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely slaying it with Photoshop skills. And talking about Photoshop skills, let me actually put this in my notes over here for something to talk about after. Okay, we'll talk about that at the end of the day. I have some demo to show you guys, which is absolutely mind-boggling, and that'll be a little gift for anyone who manages to stay till the end of the stream. So GitLab, man, I'm very happy watching this position push back up after dropping off the open. It looked pretty sad off the open, right? A lot of people were looking at me and they're like, Brad, your position's dropping, but look at that. Ooh, the anchored VWAP actually coming in to rescue, and the anchored VWAP is coming from the open of pre-market today. Anchored VWAP lower range coming in to show you some support and pushing it right back up to the high of day. We pop back above the pre-market highs, but slightly close under that area, and the fact that, you know, we are able to do that on this position just makes me very happy. Now I am how much in the money per dollar? About $8 in the money now. So woohoo, baby, let's go. We love to see that. I think 53 is coming in very soon. By the end of next week, I'm gonna stick to that word. So be ready for GitLab to show you some support on the way down to 42. You can even see support up to 41.50 on the way down to 42. And if anywhere above 42 starts holding, like 45, 46 starts to hold, and the stock starts to getting above this trend line over here for me, which is 46, 47 area, I'm looking for that breakout long on this position. Keep in mind, the stock usually on a normal day doesn't trade a lot of volume. The spread is a little, right? Yeah. That's the best way to put it. Off the open, especially, the spread's nasty and the volume's not really there. But this stock, as far as I've known it, it picks a direction off the open and it goes in that direction, especially on earnings days. Today, obviously, you can't say that worked because it picked a direction to the south side first, and then later on with a nasty reversal straight back to the upside. But tomorrow, I think it's going to start off the day with picking a direction and going in that direction. So in pre-market, you're seeing it's constantly selling off and rejecting VWAP in pre-market itself. Then clearly there's a big hedge fund trying to offload their share size throughout the VWAP, and they have a sell program in effect, just blocking the stock from going too much further to the upside, and they're just offloading, or they're getting more short. As we're talking about this, let's actually go check what the short float is for GitLab. 11%. That's not bad. That's a pretty decent short float. Obviously, any stock with 20 or higher is on the meme basket, the short float basket. So this one's halfway there. Hey, we're halfway there. But yeah, you get the point, man. Either they're loading back on their shorts at VWAP, some big hedge fund or money manager, or they're offloading their longs because they don't want to hold the stock from, I don't know, wherever they held it from again, and they'll just reload back down here. They probably added at 70, and they're probably adding it again over here, right? So just got to be careful what the stock does off the open into before the open, going into the open, you'll see clear signs. My expectation, the Prostradamus expectation, is to the upside, because that is what I'm used to seeing on the stock, especially on good earnings report. So get ready for that one, ladies and gentlemen. A nice push up. GTLB, Apple, AAPL, WWDC 2 day 2, WWDC 2 3 day 2. Too many twos and too many W's in that whole mixture for someone like me to say that word 10 times fast. But Apple, with that conference coming out with their day 2 conference, and also a little bit of a downgrade. Some banks, some analysts have come out and have downgraded your boy Apple here, sadly, and now Apple down only 0.21%. I guess you can't be too sad about that one, right? But pretty upsetting move on one of the biggest companies in the world out there, Apple, to the downside. You would have expected the Vision Pro and everything good, everything that they talked would be good, especially in the market's eyes and the investors' eyes, but it looks like that's not the case right now. People are questioning the price point for the Vision Pro, maybe, or they're questioning the use case of it, or how would people apply it in day-to-day life. So no one really knows. I'm sure everyone had these same questions about the Apple when the original iPod came out. No one really thought that people would walk around with this big brick of a thing, and then the same thing happened with Apple iPhone. I think AirPods is where kind of things changed, maybe in my opinion, right? Being an Apple hater for forever as their products, the only thing Apple that I own myself, I bought things Apple for family and friends and so on, but I've never actually owned any Apple product myself. The only Apple thing I own is actually shares. That's it, because I love the hype that they bring in technology and the change that they bring in technology. Without Apple, they wouldn't be some of the biggest things and greatest things out there in the technology world, right? Like the AirPods are where everything changed for me when it came to Apple. I'm like, okay, Apple is known to make beautiful products, and they did so with this one. They absolutely made a beautiful product that makes me even want to go buy it, but have yet to do so. Right now, Sony gang, and shout out to Sony, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Sony, because they are fixing these headphones for free for me, absolutely free of charge. The battery on them and the headpieces don't last more than 10 minutes, sadly. So I'm very happy to hear that they're going to fix those headphones for me free of charge. It's been over a year and a half, and apparently I still have warranty or something. I don't know what it is. Yesterday though, I did say Apple might pull down a little bit more, and watch out for Apple to pull down to 176 to show you some support. We actually saw support at 177.50 areas, and pushing the stock back up, only ending 0.21%. So we weren't even able to pull down to 176, 175 areas to A, close the gap, and B, see supports at the lows of these new ranges that we're forming on AAPL. Everything so far looks good, because even with the downgrades and negative sentiment coming in from the new headset, we're not really pushing too far to the downside, and buyers are still coming in and holding the stock up in these ranges at the moment. Keep in mind, we are near all-time highs. I think there's a pullback due. There's a pullback due at least to somewhere to these trend lines down here, 172 areas, 170, 172 areas. And then maybe we can bounce back up later on. So we'll see what happens on Apple over here. The love of everyone's life. THO, not really sure what they do, but they had earnings yesterday, or they had earnings today before market, actually. Sorry, let me correct myself. And they made a monster move and a pretty decent spike in relative volume too. Average 10-day volume of 700,000 shares, 800,000 shares, and volume today of almost 3 million shares. So THO, Thor Industries, consumer durables, recreational products. Recreational. Thor Industries engages in the manufacture and sales of recreational RVs. Okay. Oh, I know Thor Industries, RV cars and so on. Oh, okay. Yeah, we know Thor. Up 17% today. You're telling me people are actually going out there and buying RVs like that? No way, right? No shot. How many of you in chat own an RV? If you own an RV in chat, press 1 right now. If you own an RV in chat, type 1. Let me see how many of you own RVs in chat. Because, I mean, maybe it's an American Southern thing. You don't really own RVs here in Canada, as far as I know. Meme thing saying 1. Okay, you're American most likely, because I haven't seen them in Canada, my friend. Let me be real. Barely see RVs in Canada, at least where I live. You know it, says memes and things. I love it. But here are some of the levels that I would be interested on Thor Industries. Obviously a pretty insane bump coming in today already for this position, going up 17%. Let's also put this bottom down here. I like that level. We'll see if that level actually matters when we go into the 5-minute chart. So we had this consolidation for, I mean, how long? From March till June. So March 23rd. Oh, okay. Till June 23rd. Pretty surprising. Well, that's the year, Prad, you stupid. So March 13th till June 5th, we were pretty much consolidated in this solid range over here. Finally breaking out of this range and now showing us a pop to the north side. Is that all-time highs? No, it looks like we have much more highs to get to for all-time highs on this position. Clearly, the stock wants to go back to the $100 area based on this move today. I mean, look, it started off somewhere here as the open. It went as low as 85s, showed you support in front of 85, so 85.50 came in as a dip buy, and then rips to the north side, gets as high as 93.48 and closes pretty much near the high of that 93.48, 93.47. So that just shows you the move there is today, or the buying power pressure there was on the stock today. So there you go, off the open, gets down to 85.50s, and then pushes right back up to the north side. Beautiful dip buy opportunity if you were willing to, you know, get in at 85.50s and give it 50 cents of risk for a possible multi risk to reward potential play. And those are the type of plays we like to see on these trades. It's a tag sting for me though. I see Blind Jedi over here says it's a tag sting, but this is what he actually means by tag sting. Okay, let me show you what he actually means. What am I trying to show you guys? Texting. Right? I get you, brother. I get you. But yeah, THO coming in as a nice little pop today. I think tomorrow we see a test of 94.50s, 94.60 areas, and if that area rejects, I will not be surprised. But if that area does not reject, then I could see a nice little move up to 97 and maybe even 100 coming into play on THO. So watch out for that position. I'm gonna actually put this one down as something to really watch. 94.50 reject equals short. If above and holds, get long for possible move to 97.50 or 100. Okay, Apple support near 175, 176 expected. GitLab expecting 42/41 to show support. If drops, expecting 53 end of week / next week start. Coinbase and friends move up with how BTC rallied from 9 p.m. Mobileye move down. Okay, now we are at KRE and friends. KRE and friends. This is because a lot of regional banks today somehow surprisingly went back to the north side. I don't know the real catalyst for it, so why don't we actually go find that catalyst? I think it's on the midday report that comes out from CNBC, or CNBS as we like to call it. Scion Bank Corporation, Comerica, Key Corp, regional bank stocks moved broadly higher Tuesday. Shares of Zion and Comerica rose more than 4% each, while Key Corp added 7%. The S&P the Spider Regional Bank ETF, KRE, enjoyed its third positive day in 4 as the sector looks to recover from its deep sell-off earlier this year. So no real catalyst, no real news, just its move was being observed and noticed. So it had 1, 2, 3 positive days in the last 4 days, allowing it to kind of pop back into this range that we had previously. So I'm expecting buyers to show up in this area. And remember what I said about PACW, ladies and gentlemen. If we see PACW anywhere above $13, I'm actually interested in going long on the long term for myself. Right now we are making a move right back into this range. I could see actually punching into 9. I mean, let's break above the 50 period EMA. Then I'm going long in my own account, or I'll buy some options for long-term options, obviously, or I might just go long on my own account, just buy a couple shares and forget about it, because this stock could go right back up to $51 or something, right? So what is two shares of the stock really gonna hurt me? No, if anything, I lose $18, and if I win, I make a decent chunk of money for nothing. It's just an absolute joke for saying that I was involved in PACW. It's an absolute joke. So if we go above 9 over here, I'm gonna buy a couple shares just for fun, and I'm gonna risk $18. Let's see what happens with that position. But PACW over here, I'm very happy watching a lot of these positions trying to go back to their previous ranges after having that destruction move. Obviously the destruction coming in thanks to SIVB and thanks to SIVB Silver Bank and SLB Silver Bank, Silicon Valley Bank and Silver Bank. I think those are the two names. If I might have gotten it wrong, I apologize. But yeah, good move on KRE and friends. Going right back to the upside. KRE 4.9%, almost 5%. Let's go see if they helped XLF today. And looks like they did. XLF got a nice little 1.26 bump up today. TD, the bank that I have in my long-term account, has a 0.52% bump, so we'll take it. I do need it to get back above $80 though. But a 2%, 0.5% bump will take it half a percent bump. And XLF overall, kind of looking a lot like KRE if you ask me, right? That's KRE, that's XLF, looking a lot similar. I mean, bank sectors, one of them is just regional banks, one of them is bigger banks, so it makes sense that they look a lot similar. Let's look for a nice little breakout of this 100 period EMA to the north side on the overall banks. That hopefully takes my TD to the north side. That hopefully in return takes KRE and all other regional banks along with it to the north side, and we all get to profit from that swing up, baby. We love watching moves like that on the to the upside, but it's more fun for me on the downside. You guys know me. But no real trade for me over here as a day trader. I'm gonna move on from that one. VFC, this stock apparently moved up today because they announced that they are having some new stores or new deals of selling they basically sell Supreme, Columbia, North Face. What else? Maybe Supreme's not them. I think they're just Columbia, North Face, and everything else. Who owns Supreme? Oh, they do own Supreme. Okay, so they own how can I find their subsidiaries? Anyways, who cares? They own a bunch of companies over here, and I thought Supreme got sold to some Chinese company. Overall, they own a bunch of really hype beast companies out there that do get sold out a lot and that are pretty expensive too. I guess because of what was happening with Foot Locker and all of their retail stores so far, VF Corporation got absolutely slammed to the downside. Even with positive earnings, they were continuing to push down, sadly. But now we're watching a nice little gap up coming in after them announcing that they're going to be opening stores in California. I mean, I have a bunch of Supreme clothes in my closet. I know every kid around my age, or every hype beast around my age, almost has one too. North Face, you see North Face everywhere, especially if you live in a cold country. North Face is also one of the chosen brands out there for outdoorsy tasks and so on. Columbia is a pretty common brand that you see in the financial industries. Columbia backpacks, Columbia vests, and so on. You see that a lot in the business industry. So I'm surprised to see VF Corp this low of a price. I think there is somewhat of a correction correction bound to come in on this position in the near future. But right now, as a day trade, we'll see if there is some volume coming in to the upside tomorrow. If we do push up to 20, that's a whole dollar up from now. If you do push up to 20, I would like to see us see a little bit of buying pressure so we can get above 20 and stay above 20. That's when I want to push long. But if we don't see that buying pressure near 20, going all the way up to 2014, then I don't want to be long in this position. So looking for all right, there you go. That's our play. The next stock on board is Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's moved to the north side today based off the earnings report. So nice little push up, but still not able to take out the last 2 days high apparently. So still stuck in a range, and anytime a stock announces earnings report, doesn't really get too big of a volume spike. I mean, look, that's not too big of a volume spike compared to how this candle is. And unable to take out previous ranges automatically goes away from my playbook, because I'm interested in the stock if it takes out this range high near $38, let's say, or if it gets below this whole range that in to the bottom side, let's say 31.50. That's when I'm interested, because then I can look for a dip buy over here, or a short over here, or a breakthrough long of this area and then a short over here, or a short breakthrough short of this area, or a dip buy long over here. So different ideas. Anytime we're stuck in ranges, that's boring for me. Inside day, sleeper central, so play absolutely not important to me anymore after seeing that type of move. Tomorrow, if it does break out, awesome, but I'm more interested when it gets to that 10-day range breakout area. That's my type of setup. So CPB kind of doing the exact same thing. So these stocks, obviously, even though they do have earnings, they don't really trade a lot, man. That's a sad part, and they're just stuck in currently boring ranges. Actually, CPB announces earnings tomorrow after hours, I think. Yeah, CPB announces earnings. Wait, in that case, before we get too hasty, let's go back to that stock that we had and see if Play's earnings was after hours today. It was. See, we got a little hasty. We corrected ourselves. So Play was after hours. It did pop. It did break past the other high that we were looking at, but not too much of a break. That's a joke. That's not too much of a break. So we did pop up somewhere around 35 right here, but we're still stuck in this range. Tomorrow, we most likely see rejection coming in at 35, 36, 37. I mean, we're already above 35. So I'm actually looking for a short 37 tomorrow, no doubt. 37 to 37.50, 37.60. If it pops there, CPB has earnings tomorrow after hours, or pre-market earnings coming out. This is a nice little range that is stuck in, kind of doing the exact same thing from this week over here. And then when the earnings comes out, obviously you might see a little bit of breakout coming in. I think we could see a pop up to the 100 period EMA, 50 period EMA, which both of them are pretty much near a trend line that we have, or support area, resistance area that we have drawn. And if earnings come out negative, we could see it dropping a little bit lower, maybe to 48.86 or so. So those are the two numbers I'm looking for: 53 to the upside, 49 to the downside, 48.50 to the downside. Campbell Soup. Obviously, let's look for some theories as to why it could beat on earnings, and theories as to why it could lose on earnings. I think theories on why it could beat on earnings could be, it's still kind of wartime. People might still be stocking soup cans in their non-durable section, just in case the world does happen to go upside down. At the same time, North America doesn't really care, does it? I don't really know anyone in North America except one. His name is Luca, who's buying guns and ammo and Campbell Soup to stock in their shelves. But everybody else out there is just living their life normally. So I don't know if they're gonna beat their earnings, to be honest. They might. They're in a pretty good support range. I'm just trying to come up with like both sides of arguments for myself to see why they would fail or why they would beat. I guess at this point, you know, just wait for the numbers to come out tomorrow. We'll see how this one moves and if it has any move for us. CASY, never really traded it before. $200 stock and absolutely no volume coming in on this position at all, so we'll move it away from our stock list. If it does show us volume in pre-market, we'll take a look at this. Lovesac, also no volume throughout the day. $23 stock. Maybe we see volume tomorrow. Sad that these stocks absolutely don't bring any volume at all. And OLLI, most likely in the same basket. Okay, this one does a little bit better on the volume side. Average 10-day volume 1.6 compared to like 300k, 200k, 400k shares. Today's volume 2.4 million. It has been a little bit on a trend to the north side ever since this recent bottom that it created. So OLLI, right before earnings, somebody knows something. Looks like the stock wants to march right back up to the $68 higher ranges, and we could possibly look for a trade in this area tomorrow. Let's see if we can actually see the stock pop above 64 on this earnings at pre-market, and then maybe we see 68 coming into play too. So OLLI is actually pretty interesting. I want to take Campbell's off my list too. Somebody knows something. Look for a pop to 64 or even 68. Stitch Fix, currently stuck in a range, absolute range. We like to see that, especially when the stock has earnings after hours, right? Stuck in an absolute range. Stock had earnings after hours, a little bit of a pop coming in after hours. Okay volume, but nice little pop coming in after hours. We did get above $4, but then closed at $3.87 looks like. So let's go back to the 1 year chart. $4 looks like the 100 period EMA coming in as a resistance. All of these tops showing us a clear barrier, and some of these bottoms showing in somewhat of a support, but a very weak support because we were instantly right back below it. Now we're seeing that resistance come back again near $4. The 100 period EMA pretty much around that price. I mean, maybe the stock pops up to 530, 550 on that good report over there, but not too much of a beat. Company still losing money, and depending on their guidance, we'll see if they have a pop tomorrow. I'm not too interested on this position, I'll be honest. Maybe we do get a short off of this 550 area, or even a short off of this 6 area, but I'm not interested in the long, I'll be honest with you. I can't type for my life. All right, now we can go to the semiconductor sector. Marvell, what did Marvell do today? 1.91, holding in a nice range right now, not yet getting ready to close the gap to the downside. So look, if we do break that bottom and start really plummeting to the downside on Marvell, obviously the earnings report helped it, the AI stuff from all their semiconductors helped it out. So you need to see. And also you're seeing the volume profile for all this whole range right now, showing us that most of the buying is near 58. So if this 58 area gives out, 58, 57 area gives out, there's an easy gap down to 55, 52, $50 to the downside incoming most likely on Marvell. But right now we're doing a damn good job of holding out at that $58 area. I mean, look at the bottom today right here. You can see $58.04, the exact bottom to the penny, almost $58 coming into play, pushing the stop back upside. I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of stocks over here kind of looking the same way for semiconductors, right? AMD. I come home and my dad is always asking me the same question because he loves AMD. My father loves AMD, and he asked me, one day, why is AMD going down? And the next day, why is AMD going up? And my answer is, Dad, it's the market. It's good. It moves around. Its job is to move up, move down, move left, move right. The markets don't really move left, but you get me. Move left, move right, and just take people's money all day. So AMD over here is happily not taking my money, but sadly taking some short sellers' money, and I'm loving it because we need the stock to continue going up. We're long $96.75 on our long-term account, and we're watching this position currently trying to push back to 130, up 5.3% today, ladies and gentlemen. So the semiconductor sector just can't stop, won't stop, can't stop, won't stop, can't stop, won't stop. So always take a look at the SOXX or SOXL, whichever one you want to take a look at. I think some of you also like to take a look at SMH, which is managed by a different company. This is managed by Van Eck. Does a little bit more volume than SOXX, also a little bit less price than SOXX. SOXX is almost a $500 ETF and only does 1.9 million, 1.9 million average 10-day volume, whereas SMH does $145 stock and does about 9 million shares on a 10-day scale, so a lot more volume coming in. I know a lot of people look at the 3 times leverage ETF, which is SOXL, does about 76 million shares. Obviously, because it's a lot less price, you can take a lot more shares, and the percentage gains are pretty much identical if you think about it, even though this is up 3% and that's only up 1.9%. This is just 3 times leverage, whatever that is. So SOXL, whatever you like to take a look at, always make sure you're having the right ETF for this, or the right sector on hand at your secondary, tertiary, tertiary, quad on your quadruplet screen that you use, so you can always track as to what's going on with the overall sector, and is your stock playing with the sector or away from the sector. How much of your stock is actually weighted inside the sector? Is it even part of the sector? If it's not part of the sector, then maybe you want to actually watch the stocks also that are part of that sector. For example, you're trading a semiconductor stock, let's say XYZ, right? It's not a real stock, I just made it up. XYZ, it probably is, but XYZ semiconductor stock, very new, brand new, low cap, not in any ETFs. That means you might want to watch AMD, SOXX, and Nvidia, because this stock, most likely, if it doesn't have any catalyst of its own on that day and you're trading it, A, it'll have low volume, B, it'll most likely just mimic the overall sector itself. So always make sure you're watching corresponding ETFs, and also just don't trade stocks that don't have damn catalysts. If the stock doesn't have a freaking catalyst or a news or a reason for you to trade it as a day trader, stop trading it. That's like talking to the ugly girl at the bar when the hot girls were sitting there waiting for you to talk to her and ask for a number. Obviously, you might get rejected, but she's just sitting there waiting, and you chose, I'm not good for her, I'm gonna go for her friend instead. Come on, man up, grab your balls, grow a pair if you don't have them yet, and go play with the hot stock on the market. Long shelf life and too much bunker related games like Fallout Shelter. Because RVs are considered real estate, interest payments is a write-off against income. Oh, so maybe I could buy an RV, register that under my company, call that my new office, and have tax write-offs. All right. Are those lights on above me? Do I still look like a king with the crown? Lights? Oh, they only work off my voice right now. Oh, they're on voice activation mode. I mean, we'll take it. That's pretty cool. We like voice activation mode. All right. So SOXL and all the partners in crime, and so on, clearly showing you support, ladies and gentlemen, from their recent lows after gapping up. So just keep watching those levels. As long as we keep holding these recent lows from the gap up, I don't see a problem in the semiconductor market yet. AMD looked like it was going to close the gap down, but look at that beautiful hold of 116 area now coming into play. 116 could end up becoming the new 108 area, if you guys remember the 108 area, or 104 area, sorry. we could see some support coming in at 116 constantly, and I'll be very happy. And I'm only saying that out loud because I'm wishing it into existence. So semiconductor sector still looks hot to me. Even if they do drop down tomorrow, which is a possibility, I am still very bullish as long as they don't break that recent gap bottom. There you go. Unity today, bro. Are you telling me we pinpointed that exact high today? I mean, it opened right under that level. Obviously, it traded a little bit higher than that level in pre-market, but we opened exactly under that level on Unity today, and a straight push to the downside. So a little bit of a sad story coming in. Boo-hoo, sad story. Right back to the downside, but I think Unity is still a buy here, ladies and gentlemen, especially with the whole, I guess because Apple is getting downgraded and Apple Vision Pro is getting kind of beat down, so Unity is kind of getting a little bit of a boo story. Disney over here most likely still going up. Of course Disney is still going up, right? Disney doesn't care. Disney is a different story than Unity, I guess, because people know that if Apple, I mean, how much market cap is 164 billion? Apple can't buy Disney. Apple doesn't have 164 billion cash, does it? I mean, they can borrow it. I know they can easily finance it. They could easily do it over years or whatever. $3.57 billion cash on hand. No, that's cash per share. Anyone know how to read this shit? Cash from operating activities, capital, cash from investing. They don't just say cash on hand anywhere. Maybe balance sheet. Cash and equivalents, cash and short-term investments. So cash and equivalents is what you would take a look at. I would be guessing, right? Total common stock, blah 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 blah. Long-term debt, accounts payable. Man, I remember doing this shit in grade 8 or some shit. That's lie. I did this in university. I did this in university. Even though I went to a computer course, they made us take financial, accounting, finance, or something. Managerial accounting. That's what it was. Managerial accounting. And I remember doing this because I also had to take financial accounting first year. Second year, I had to do managerial accounting. So cash on hand, according to the latest report, is a lot less than what they had before. That looks like it's 5 billion, or is that 51 billion? I think that's supposed to be, they had 24 billion at one point, 48 billion at one point. Oh wait, this is different. This is cash and short-term investments. Yeah, I'm stupid. Short-term investments, cash and short-term investments. So they could basically get a loan of, let's say, 3 times, 4 times their assets. All right, I think that's how it works. Their assets are $135 billion, and Disney is about 168 billion. Can Apple buy Disney out? Is the question here. Maybe. And I could see that deal happening, right? I could see that deal happening. But Disney could also be too big to sell out. And you know, the FTC will probably come in and block the deal. Right? They come in and they block the deal, right? I would think so. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I mean, I can see the deal happening. Disney Plus can directly be implanted into the whole Apple TV, Apple streaming ecosystem. You can basically put on the Vision Pro and watch a Marvel movie, or you could be a Marvel character, is what they were advertising as a little game mode or something. So you could see a lot of big things happening from Disney over here by getting bought out by Apple, and we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, Apple bought Beats for how much? $3 billion? That's not that much. I think this one would be one of the biggest deals out there if this one is actually announced and goes through. The Activision deal is pretty far up there too. We can always go to Alpha Rank over here and see how much of a money deal Activision actually is. I think this is the biggest deal ever actually right now. I could be wrong on it though. If I am, please correct me. 68 billion? I think it's 68 billion. Biggest. Holy shit. August 22, largest acquisition of 1999 to over 183 billion. Wow. Why is this by date? Can I get it by number? Okay, maybe not. I have to look at it by date. I'm not interested in that. I'm guessing this one's 68 billion. So obviously these numbers keep on increasing, man, as companies' values keep on going higher and higher to the moon. I'm pretty bullish on Disney. I think Disney, we see 100 coming in pretty soon over here, especially with that deal. But we'll have to wait and see what goes on in the future for for Disney and Unity. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very happy watching Palantir continuously stay above 15. Today we actually dip under 15, but then we get back above 15. So very happy watching this as a Palantir investor who had to hold it all the way down to $6 from $15, crying every time the position has a good earnings report and then pops and then drops it like it's hot. But now, baby, we're not crying anymore because this stock is right back to the upside and absolutely champion mode to the north side, baby. So Palantir, we absolutely love watching stocks like these, especially the ones that we own. The next one that we need to do this for us is DraftKings. So very close up there, but right now showing us a little bit of weakness to the north side. Anyways, DraftKings is not the one that we were going to talk about. We're looking at Palantir. Palantir straight up to the north side, breaking another high. Is this a new 52-week high coming in for Palantir? It is, ladies and gentlemen. A new 52-week high of $15.71, and today we're pretty much closing right around that area. So tomorrow, if we see support coming in again at $15, you can bet money on this that 15 will be a new support area coming in. And this is why I bought Palantir right around this consolidation range area. So I'm looking for the first breakout, the first consolidation and breakout after the IPO, and that happened to be this area. Sadly, the stock did happen to go pretty low into the IPO ranges and a little bit lower than that too, all the way to $6 or so. But now that we're pushing right back up, we're well above IPO prices. We're at $15 or so. I'm looking for the stock to be at 300 in about 3 years. So we'll see if that ends up being a true prediction by Prastradamus the first of his name, King of the Bears, father of the markets. I'll stop being cringy. I apologize. So Palantir here, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely in love with this one. If we see 15 holding, just go long is what I'm going to say. SoFi also in our basket of stocks, but sadly the stock is still in the shit list at the moment because we're still so far away from our average price on this position. Currently, we are popping up to a recent double top that rejected, so I'm looking for that possible rejection of that $8 area coming. Is that $8? Yeah, $8 area, $8.20, $8 coming into play. I think that actually happens, and I'm wishing it doesn't, obviously, because I own this in my long term, but with the current move that we're seeing on SoFi, I think it's a little overextended. You could look for that double top or that triple top area coming back into play anywhere from $8 to $8.50. Rejection is what I'm expecting. If we were to draw a little bit of a trend line like that, we still got a little bit of a pop left right around $8, right around $8. So look for that rejection on that for SoFi. I would be crying if that ends up being true. FRZA is only on the watch list. I'm not going to trade it. You guys know it. Because the stock has been growing crazy for the past few days. It's a low floater, has popped previously before off the IPO. So this was the IPO move itself. It went a little crazy, it came back and corrected itself, but now it's starting to go a little crazy again. Sadly, not really able to get too much above yesterday's high. So that rejection of yesterday's high, a little obvious now. And look where the stock closed, right? We pushed up to yesterday's high, but we pushed right back into yesterday's close, and that's where we closed around. Is that true? Yeah, 287 closed around yesterday's close. So not something that you want to see if you're interested in this position to the north side. I think there could be more downside move, especially because of this big gap over here. So if tomorrow we're anywhere under 240 in pre-market or anywhere off the open, you might want to delete that idea for long. But if the stock is near 240 and it doesn't really break too much below 240, you see it coming back above 240, and then you're seeing buying show up near 240, that's your opportunity to most likely punch along and not give it too much a risk to the downside and see if there is more room to the upside on FRZA. No trade for me on this one at all. Couple honorable mentions. Also no trades on these ones because they're stuck in absolute ranges. NIO recently was pushing a little bit to the downside, but now popping right back up. $8 area, pretty obvious area that everyone has seen before, but the nice little pop back up to the north side on NIO, but still stuck in absolute ranges. Boring. Tesla though, not stuck in boring ranges. It is, I mean, slightly an inside day compared to yesterday. We were in pretty much in yesterday's ranges, but still up 1.7% on Tesla, giving you that beautiful dip buy opportunity near 215, allowing you the stock to go up to 221. I mean, it went up to even went down to 212 also. So monster move on Tesla over here, right back to the north side today, especially with the move that it had off the open. For anyone wondering what it had to move up, what was the move off the open, here we go. Initial move off the open straight to the downside. People were thinking, you know, the shorts were going to really print because we took out yesterday's low and a significant level from the past, which is 214, but holding up near 212, an absolute reversal and a new high day coming in, taking out even yesterday's high, right? That's a setup right there that you could have punched into. You could have taken this setup, gone short, been in the money, been happy, gotten stopped out when it comes back through yesterday's low, and then taken high when it takes out the yesterday's high, and it just goes out for you. But sadly, this happens in the after hours. Most of that meat of the move, the after hour, the break, I think, was that in close? Yeah, that break happened off the close, and I would not have taken it if it happened off the close as a day trader. Tesla, Microsoft. Ooh, we're actually coming to the end. So since we talked about Tesla, the next up is Microsoft, Nvidia, Netflix, basically the big tech stocks, completely stuck in sideways range today, but not an inside day. We did have a little bit of a weak day, negative day on Microsoft, same thing as Apple. Not too weak at all though, right? We're still holding in beautiful ranges. I mean, look, Microsoft not that far away from all-time highs, and it's gotten a pretty insane bump from this whole AI craziness. So you would think that there's some selling to be coming in over here. At least I would be thinking, I myself am thinking about taking some profits and some selling on this position. So we'll just have to wait and see. My stream is lagging. F's in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if the frame is dying on me, please, because I am losing a shit ton of frames. You guys are good? I just lost about 1.3% frames out of nowhere, and everything just kind of went fine over there. Hear you fine on YT? Okay, YT just buffered for me, but you're saying you see me fine? I'm gonna keep moving on because I see a green symbol on my stream platform and I'm no longer losing frames, so that's good. Okay, all these big tech stocks, we can just quickly go take a look at NASDAQ, the NQ basket. Last few days, you know, inside days, because the market hasn't really had any real big catalyst to move off of, no real big news to move off of. We're still waiting for everything happening next week, ladies and gentlemen. A lot happening next week. Pride. So a lot happening next week. We got the core CPI we got PPI, we also got the interest rate decisions happening, then you got core retail sales. I mean, every single day next week there's at least a 2 or 3 star major important economic decision being taken place. But this week over here, we're currently at Tuesday. So Wednesday, I mean, the only thing we have is crude inventory numbers, trade balance, export imports are obviously important, initial job claims Thursday is important, and Friday, do we have anything important? Not really. WASD report, so we'll take a look at whatever that is. Two stars on that one. So Thursday a little important, tomorrow is a little important, but next week very, very, very important on the market. And I think that's what we're watching the market do right now, stagnate sideways. You're watching some positions that do have a catalyst for you to put some damage on and make some money on and so on, but right now we're stagnating on a lot of these stocks. No real big ranges being offered like they were a few days ago or last week or whatever. So I'd say just protect your capital. Being cash is a position. You don't have to punch into trades just because you woke up early, all hyped up, ready to trade, and you are at your desk and you're about to punch positions. No, your job is not to just punch positions and just to trade because you're a trader. Your job is to protect your risk, protect your capital, and be a sniper, be patient, look for the right opportunities, and then pull the trigger when the opportunity lines up and everything's perfect. But make sure you're checking the weather. Make sure you're not making noise, and by that I mean you're looking at the tape, you're looking at the volume coming in, you're also not being stupid with yourself. You're being calm. You're not being impatient. You're not making extra noise and creating noise for yourself that is not in the trade. A lot of things very important out there that you want to focus on is being calm. I'm basically talking to myself over here because if I follow even a quarter of what I preach, I'd be a billionaire. No joke. No joke. If I even follow a quarter of what I preach, I'll be a billionaire. But as they say, those who can't teach. So here I am teaching. Why am I such a shit trader? My emotions, baby, they suck. Okay, S&P 500. So I think the markets are right now just going to be stuck in an absolute range, ladies and gentlemen. So be very careful. Bitcoin, man, once again, I am absolutely still puzzled and astounded with this move that came in at 9 o'clock going into the after hour move. So monster move on BTC. Now we are seeing that rejection come back on that trend line, but I would love for support to show back at 2,600 and 500 areas and not really push too much further to the downside from that. Let's hope that we hold up and then push back up for these babies. I figured I'd say hi, Bears versus Bull, and congratulations on the kids' graduation. What's up, Dan Duwall? Matthew Ben Shabbat coming in. Pratty Daddy. Hey, that's what they call me, baby, right here. You see it. Pratty, aka Daddy. What's up, Dan Duwall? How you doing? Congratulations on the kids' graduation. Your kids, wait, Dan, Bears versus Bull has kids? I don't even know that. Congratulations on your graduation or your kid's graduation, my friend. Party at Bears versus Bulls house at 12 p.m. tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Show up, bring your own booze. Obviously, BYOB. Bring your own booze. We're gonna cook up some barbecue. We're gonna have some party. Obviously, after the kids go to sleep, right? It's a party for the boys. So party at Bears versus Bulls house. Everyone show up. 12 p.m. tonight, which means I gotta close the stream now and catch the next flight. So I'll see you guys later. Peace. All right, boys, Bitcoin, I hope it holds up. That's my only prayer and hope at this moment. I pretty much went through all stocks. We also looked at the overall economic calendar. I'll just quickly go over the economic calendar for tomorrow again. We do have the crude oil numbers. So for those of you who do trade oil stocks, XOM, crude futures, CL or whatever, 1030 is a pretty important thing. If you have positions in Oxy, CVX, XOM, or the crude futures, CL, you might want to think about deleveraging a little bit going into 1030. Or if you are that YOLO degen type of mentality and you think you're in the right side of the trade, and you want to hold into that number, then hold into that number. Maybe you get a bigger potential win off of crude futures. Obviously, trade your own book, manage your own risk. But what I would generally do is de-risk a little bit, take some of my wins out if I'm already in a winner on crude futures near 1030, if 1030 is coming into play, and around that time when the numbers do drop, you can see an extension on your play or a reversal on your play. So either you would say, screw Pratt for telling me to cover, or you would say, thank you, Pratty Daddy, for helping me take my profits before they all diminished away. So whatever it is, I just hope that I helped you on that side. Nothing really too interesting later on after 10:30, but there is something coming in over here at 8:30. As you see, the exports and import numbers, something that the Fed might be watching going into the FOMC, which is next week, July 14th. Yes, 14th. Awesome. So next week, July 14th. Currently, the expected prediction for FOMC right now. Currently, the expected prediction for FOMC is 80% chance that the interest rates don't get raised, and only a 20% chance of the interest rates get raised by 0.25 of a basis points. Now, with where the markets are, with where NASDAQ and S&P 500 are in a nice little range to the north side right now, if we do get our first ever rate hike pause and then talks about possible rate cuts, I think the market takes off. That is part of the reason why I'm not getting out of my Microsoft. I'm not getting out of my Apple or any of my positions right now, right? I'm still holding all my size, because if by any chance that we do get the market coming out and saying, or the Fed, sorry, coming out and saying we are pausing interest rate hikes, and we are also looking at the possibility of from the next time, which is the next date would be the 26th of July, 3 days after my birthday. On 26th of July, will we see a possible rate cuts coming into play? At that point, the market obviously is going to love that news. Money is once again cheaper than it was a month or 2 months ago. And technology stocks are just going to start booming back up. You're going to see bank stocks going back up. You're going to see retail stocks going back up, and everything going back up. So I just can't wait for this whatever this FOMC is going to be. I think that this FOMC is going to be a lot of fun for us. So stay tuned for June 14th. A lot of hedge fund and money managers are cash right now until that day. So if you want to be with the smart money, you might want to just do the same thing and just wait. Obviously, these are all just guesses, my opinions. I could be wrong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's basically the end of the stream. We hit 1 hour 21 minutes, but let's be real. 10 minutes of that was 5 minutes of that was me getting into the stream, and 5 minutes of that was me doing my intro with the mic muted. Pride having mic muting issues as always. What else is new, right, ladies and gentlemen? What else is new? Every time I see FRZA, I keep calling it Frieza. That's because you're what's it called, Dragon Ball Z lover, I'm guessing. Surprisingly enough, even though I'm an anime lover, I've never properly seen Dragon Ball Z. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Even though I'm an anime lover, I've never properly seen Dragon Ball Z. I've seen a lot of animes, but I've never gotten around to Dragon Ball Z. I need to. I've recently finished Naruto. And I'll watch the rest of them eventually. I promise. Fingers crossed. I promise. Okay, where are we over here? I figured Pratty Daddy, hi Pratty, and Duval, thank you for son graduated college and daughter is high school. Ooh, nice. My treat at the Windsor Ballet. Not sure what the Windsor Ballet is, but okay, Pratt, please do me a favor. I've never asked anything before, but can you please put Dan back on the list in TTV tomorrow? You can do it in about 3 seconds, and I've been trying for a year. What list? Oh yeah, Dan Duval on the YouTube block list. Bro, I myself am now banned on the Trader TV YouTube account because we were testing something and we tested it on my account instead. And my own account is banned under Trader TV, and I am not able to send messages under Trader Prad account. The account that you're seeing me stream on cannot type in a Trader TV chat. So I had to use, as you saw a couple days ago, I had to use my third alt account, which has my full name in it, as my YouTube account, because both my first account, which is this, and my second account, which is also named Trader Prad, are both banned on Trader TV ban list. And it is so stupid the way YouTube does it. Like for if you want to unban someone on Twitch, watch this. So I have this app called Chatterino, right? This is a third-party app. If I want to ban someone on Twitch using this third-party app, I could just click on their username. I see every single thing that they've probably said in the last who knows how long, right? I could pick how long I want to time that person out for. I could ban that person, unban that person, moderate, give them VIP. Well, I think that's super moderate, so they can actually control what the stream titles are and stuff. I can VIP them, super VIP them, which basically gives them special features like they don't need permissions to post links in the chat. So this is a third-party app, right? YouTube is so dumb and so ugly that they don't know how to like make. There we go. They don't know how to make code properly is what I'm saying. And it is so hard to unban people on YouTube. Trust me, I've tried to unban Dan a lot. I actually have him on my Twitter DMs. We used to DM back a lot back in the day. I don't know what happened. I guess he hates me now. He doesn't DM me as much. He did DM me today though. He did DM me today, asking me what my big news was. But for that, you'll just have to wait. Yeah, I've tried unbanning him for a while. I just can't. I don't know how. YouTube sucks. The last 6 positives have dropped despite 30 to 50 since the 70s. These are true. For a while, Sean could not vote in the polls. Yeah, YouTube. So I mean, look, I'll give YouTube the benefit of the doubt. They're fairly new at this whole live streaming stuff. They are getting better. They're doing a lot of things for changing the YouTube aspect, but right now they absolutely suck. They absolutely suck. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something that I wanted to show you. Let's do something fun here, okay? So we have this picture of our friend Neil Roberts. All right, we're gonna go new file. Click that. We're gonna, yeah, whatever. Put that back there. We're gonna put our friend Neil Roberts right here, okay? And we're gonna tell AI to generate the rest of this box over here based on whatever it thinks is good. Okay, that kind of didn't work. Okay, let me try doing this. Hold up, chat. Where is that picture? Save image as Neil. Now, what the hell? Okay, fine, whatever. Downloads. Where's Neil? Open Neil picture. Okay, now let's go image, canvas size, height 800. Okay, now let's pull this picture up a bit. Yeah, convert to a normal layer, you piece of shit. Okay, now let's pull that up a bit. Okay, now generate and generate. You better work. You better work, bitch. put in that Britney song over here, but we don't want to get demonetized, obviously. So okay, so let's study this real quick. It screwed up a little bit over here, but it gave somebody on the side. It kind of put a guitar in their hand, and it makes Neil look like he's singing. It made him sit down, so it kind of guessed that he's sitting. Let's see the next generation. This one's kind of bad, right? Kind of bad. And this one is full on racist. It just gave him a full out black outfit to the bottom side, gave him a do-rag. Okay, this AI is racist, ladies and gentlemen. I think what I'm trying to show you failed. Let's try it one more time. Instead of 600, let's go image canvas 600 instead of 800. I mean, yeah, convert layer, go up there. Okay, one last try, but you're getting the idea, right? The fact that it's able to kind of fill the image itself and create image. This is basically AI going to town. And I would like to show you another example after this. This is our manual example. This is just us doing this. Oh, look at that. That works a little bit better, right? I gave him a little Arabic nameplate for some reason. It put that person back there. So this is our original picture, right? That person wasn't there. That person wasn't there, but on this edit, it put a person back there, put a person over there, kind of put a person right in front of him, guessed his rest of his shirt based on what he was wearing. Obviously, it's not the same. This one was more corduroy looking, it looks like, but it guessed his rest of the shirt and put pants on him. And then it gives you another option too over here. A little bit of a different variation. So you see the strength of this AI tool on Photoshop right now coming into play. But let me show you. This picture over here. This one comes from our friend Dieter. I hope he doesn't mind me showing this picture, obviously. I think he is right here. Let's see what Dieter looks like. Now I'm being creepy. Let's stalk Dieter, guys. Okay, Dieter looks like he is about in his high 20s or mid 30s or low 30s. Looks like a really hairy man. Or the quality of this picture zoomed in is just really bad. Looks white, obviously. Doesn't look fat. I don't know if he looks muscular or you know, just a normal lean man. 40s. 20th July on 40s. Hey, I'm 23rd July. Hey, look at us. Okay, 20th July. I guess that's why we got along so well. Key West by the airbase. Hey man, don't expose him. What are you doing? Don't expose him. Now he's gonna get caught taking pictures of himself and using this drones anytime he wants to for free and for fun. But hey, pretty nice drone picture over here. I mean, look at the quality of the water from even zooming in right now. Not sure what zoom rate we're at, but pretty nice quality of the picture. And that's his boat, I guess, or canoe. Is that what you would call it? Canoe or paddleboard? Is that a paddleboard? Canoe? I don't know what the hell you call it, but yeah, obviously our buddy Dieter and the YouTube chat or even Twitch chat, whatever chat he's in, always having fun with life. You can see that taking that picture. Now he took this picture and he put it in that Photoshop AI generator, and he basically generated bit by bit, parts by parts, and he told the AI to make a completely different picture. Now you see him right there still, right? That's our boy right there. He's still there in the picture. The original picture is around this big, if you remember. And he added an absolute masterpiece of a crashed airplane. An insane ridge mountain that was not part of it. Whatever this is called. This water beautifully recreated like this water almost. even this land, even all of this thing. I mean, that plane just takes my breath away, and that ship takes my breath away. From this angle, that ship doesn't look photoshopped at all, and that plane neither. But if you zoom in, then yeah, you can see that it's photoshopped, right? So hey man, this Photoshop shit's crazy, if you ask me. And we're just getting started. So if you're interested in AI stocks, I think Adobe is obviously something that you should be taking a look at, because they're doing crazy stuff with AI right now already. If they're doing this with just Photoshop, imagine they add this at a larger scale with way better implementation, and not just Photoshop but Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects. All you do is type in a line saying create an animation with blue box, gradient blue box with white and blue gradient, goes from the left to right, and it just automatically does it. Like I'd be insane. It would be insane. So I'm very bullish about the possibilities of how and where I can take my artistic skills now and my creative brain to the next level with the help of AI. And I can't wait to see how to implement that also in trading and all other aspects of my life. I know a lot of people are scared about AI generally, but I'm not. I'm very bullish. I'm very looking forward to the future. And on that note, let's wrap it up and talk about the future really quick. The future is bright, ladies and gentlemen. We got some big news events coming up in the near future. We'll talk about those events when we get there. We're still in the finalizing details. We're signing some papers, and we're getting some things finalized over here for the update and for the news for you guys, which hopefully a lot of you guys will be happy about. So we'll wait and see. Until then, regular shows over here, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We'll be live 8:30 p.m. every single day, talking about the market, talking about whatever the hell we want to talk to, and have fun doing it. So if you had fun watching us talk about the market and even some AI Photoshop today, make sure you come back Thursday 8:30 p.m. Tomorrow is golf day, so I will not be live. I'm going to be going golfing after 4 o'clock, and Thursday we come back at 8:30, and we'll have the same fun or better, equal or better as always, never lower. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, go get some sleep. Good luck on the markets tomorrow. Good night. I love you all. Thank you for coming and spending the last hour and 35 minutes with your boy Pratty Daddy. Peace out. Good night.